Okay, this is lesson 4.2D. This is the elimination method where we have to multiply first in order to eliminate a variable. So if you look at problem 1, it says to solve the following system of linear equations using elimination. So currently, we can't do this right now because we cannot eliminate either of the variables. So let's skip down to the list, the to-do list. So to solve any system of linear equations using elimination, you have to do the following. The first thing is write both the equations in the same form. Then multiply the equations by non-zero numbers so that one of the variables will be eliminated if you take the sum or difference of the equations. So there are probably going to be multiple ways that we can do this. So 3, take the sum or difference of the equations to obtain a new equation in just one unknown. Solve for the remaining variable. Substitute the value from step 4 back into one of the original equations and solve for the other unknown. And then you can check the solution. So we have a couple choices here. Number 2, x plus 2y equals 15, and 5x plus y equals 21. So what we're going to have to do is multiply one of the equations, sometimes both, to get to a point where you're going to be able to cancel. So I'm going to look at the y's. So if I multiply this bottom one, the whole thing, by -2, I'll be able to cancel out the 2y's. So I'm going to rewrite the top one in its original form. Then I'm going to multiply this. So I have -10x, -2 times y is -2y, and -2 times 21 is -42. You know, there are multiple ways. You could have multiplied the top one by -5 too, but this is the way we're supposed to go. All right, so we're canceling out the 2's, the -2, the 2y's. So I have x and -10x is -9x, and I have -15 and 42 is -27. So I'm going to divide by -9. So I have x is -3. And now you can take that and plug it into either one of the equations. So I'm plugging that in for x. So I have -3 plus 2y equals 15. Remember, you don't keep the x. You completely replace it. So I'm going to add 3 to each side. So I have 2y equals 18. Dividing by 2, y is 9. So my answer is -3, 9. All right. So the next one is -3x plus 2y equals -8. 2x plus 4y equals -20. So this time I'm going to multiply the top one by 2 because then I'll be able to cancel out my 6x's. So I'm going to rewrite to be -6x plus 4y equals -16. Remember, we have to multiply everything. I'm going to put the other one back underneath. All right, so look, we can cancel a couple things. This is canceled, this is canceled. I have 0 here. And when I add these together, I have -36. 0 is not equal to -36, so this is no solution. All right, moving on. Number 4. So this gets a little tougher because we're going to have to multiply both equations to get where we want to go because there's nothing that I can do to one of them to cancel out. So I'm going to multiply this one by 3 and this one by 2. So I can have 6x's and cancel them out. Let me rewrite. So 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times -3y is -9y. 5 times 3 is 15. Now, this one is 2 times -3x is -6x. 2 times 4y is +8y. -8 times 2, -16. My 6's go, my 6x's are canceled. I have negative 9y and 8y together is negative y. 15 and negative 16 together is negative 1. I divide by negative 1, so y is positive 1. I'm going to take that y, I'm putting it into the top one, doesn't matter where you put it. You can put it into either form and you'll end up with the right answer. So I have 2x minus 3 times 1 equals 5. Do that multiplication first. 2x minus 3 equals 5. I'm going to add 3. 2x equals 8. I'm coming up here. Dividing by 2. X is 4. So we have 4, 1. That's our answer. Number 5. So if we look at this, multiplying just one of them isn't going to do it for us. So I can have opposite signs. I'm going to multiply the top one by negative 5 and the bottom one by positive 3. That way I'll make these into negative and positive 15x and I can cancel them out. So I have negative 5 times 3x is negative 15x. Negative 5 times negative 2y is positive 10y. Negative 5 times positive 2 is negative 10. Next one, we have 3 times 5x is positive 15x. 3 times negative 5y is negative 15y. And 3 times 10, 30. So we can cancel out our 15x's. Positive 10y and negative 15y give us negative 5y. Negative 10 and positive 30 gives us positive 20. You divide each side by negative 5. So y is negative 4. Now I'm going to make sure to plug this in for the y. So I have 3x minus 2 times negative 4 instead of the y equals 2. Do that multiplication first. Negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. Subtract 8. So 3x equals negative 6 because 2 and negative 8 together is negative 6. Go back. I'm going to divide by 3 and x equals negative 2. So our answer is negative 2, negative 4. All right, number 6. So we have some matches here. This one is nice because look, I can already cancel out the 9's and the 13y's. So I have 0 equals 18. 0 doesn't equal 18. So look, we have no solution. Those are quick. Okay, number 7. So here's one of those where you have to line everything up first. So I think I'm going to take the top one and get y alone. By subtracting, no, back up the chalk, Benhart. I'm going to add 16x. So I have 2y equals 16x minus 2. Now I'm going to put the other one right underneath. All right. Well, we still can't cancel. So let's see what happens if I multiply this one by negative 2. So I'm going to rewrite the top one so I keep these in order. I'm going to multiply the bottom one by negative 2. So I have negative 2y, and then I have negative 16x, and then I have positive 2. So look, everything's canceled, and we have 0 equals 0. 0 does equal 0, so this is infinitely many solutions. No matter what number you put in, it would work for both of them. All right, moving on. Next page. Number 8. Ooh, this is fractiony. But it doesn't really matter because we can cancel out our y's. And we're going to add. So I have 1/2 x, and x is 1.5 x, or you can do 3/2 equals -15. Let's do it this way. So we got to divide by 3/2, right? I don't know if you remember, when you divide a fraction, you flip it over and multiply. So really this is -15/1 times 2/3. I'm going to cancel. So I have -5 times 2, and that's -10. So x is -10. And you betcha, when I plug this back in, I'm not using the equation with the fractions. I'm going to plug into the second equation. I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to plug in -10 minus y equals -15. I'm going to add 10. So I have -y equals -5. Divide that by -1. So my answer up here is -10, 5. So don't let the fractions scare you. That wasn't bad. All right, last one until we get to our favorite part, the word problems. Also super fractiony. So I think I am going to multiply by -3. Because if I do that, I get -3/3, which is -1y. So let's do that. So now I have, do it up here. I have -3/1 times 2/3. I end up with -2x, and then 1/3 times -3/1 is -1. So minus y equals -33. So I'm going to copy this down. -2x plus y equals -21. I'm going to cancel the y's. So I have -4x. -4x equals -54. So -54 Mrs. B did something wrong. Hold on, let me find my mistake. This is -39. There's my error. -13 or -3 times 13 is 39. Sorry about that, kids. So -39 and 21 is now 60. I'll erase it. -60. And when you divide by -4, you get x is 15. Sounds a lot better. Okay? So I think I'm not going to mess with the fractions. I'm going to plug that into the one without the fractions. So I have -2. Instead of the x, I put in 15 plus y equals -21. So I have -30 plus y equals -21. I'm going to add 30 each side, and then y is 9. So I have 15/9 for my answer. Okay, I'm going to stop here and I'll do the word problems on a separate video.